All right, lads, how you doing? It's a bit quiet in it. Hang on. That's better. Right, I'm just doing a quick one because I'm back in town after 10 shitty days in Bakersfield. Not a particularly bad place to go, and the Mexican food is fucking superb, but bit of an industrial place. Driving back, it looked sort of like Middlesbrough. Had like the old flare stacks lining the horizon, like Blade Runner. Blade Runner with more sun. Hope everyone's doing all right. I have a lot of shit to catch up on, don't I? 10 days of, well, more of the same, really. Communist propaganda. Hey, all right, it is working. I'm glad you're all doing all right. What I'm going to do is I'm just totally winging this because I've literally just got in the house and piled all my shit up. I'm going to just go through some of the big news from the last few days, see if I can laugh at some of the communism. So let's see what we've got going on, shall we? Also, have you noticed how the BBC's black all the time now? Like, is that on purpose? I'm assuming it's some sort of shitty pro-communism, what, Black Lives Matter thing? The BBC has always been red, right? I'm not just imagining that. Fuck knows why, but everything on it is black now. Well, other than the fucking staff that write all the editorials, they're all lily white, middle class fucking knobheads like Owen Jones. They're the least diverse group of people ever, the people that write all this fucking drivel. But yeah, there you go. So it looks like Joe Biden went to see Jacob Blake, eh? I'll have to figure out how to get this chat in a little window somewhere because I have to keep fucking clicking over to have a look at it. Right, so first of all, Wisconsin is, if I'm not mistaken, one of them big swing states that they need to win. And the reason they didn't vote for Clinton was because she didn't even fucking go. She was like, I don't need to go there, that's in the bag. You know, orange man bad. And what they don't realise is, outside of these lefty echo chambers, normal blokes in Wisconsin are like working in fucking factories and the normal blokes, and they go, are we benefiting from shipping all our jobs to fucking China? And Joe Biden, who everybody knows is in bed with China and owes China money, he thinks it's a good idea to go to Wisconsin just to visit Jacob Blake. Like, you'd be better off doing what Clinton did and just ignore the fucking place, wouldn't you? Because he's gone purely to see another career criminal piece of shit just because he got shotted by a copper who, granted, I will hold my hands up and say that copper looked like a bit of a knobhead, right? It got to be a bit of a pussy to, like, shit yourself so badly because a man's reaching for a knife that you shoot him 7 times in the fucking kidneys. Like, I think I'd have the wherewithal to take several steps back quickly and then, worst case scenario, put one in his fucking kneecap. I don't think there's any reason to shit yourself, go, you know, ventilate the guy's torso. But, fuck, come on, again, let's have some perspective. A nice centrist middle ground there is investigate the copper, throw the book at him if necessary, but it doesn't mean therefore the career, we should all be on our knees sucking off the career criminal. Like, the guy's obviously a fucking arsehole. Like, are these the martyrs they want to pick for their, are they really? Are these the people they want to put forward? These are the martyrs for their organisation, their movement. We should be looking up to Jacob Blake and these fuckers, George Floyd, who's holding a pistol to a fetus's face. Like, it's almost laughable that these are the people to pick. It's who you would pick if you wanted them to lose. Like, if I was picking people for them to put forward as the face of their movement and I want the communists to lose, I would pick people like Jacob Blake and George Floyd. Like, it's actually unbelievable that they're so fucking stupid. Jeffrey Dahmer, pick him next. Put him on the front. Fucking Hannibal Lecter. Go and see him, Joe. You silly old twat. So anyway, yeah, ridiculous. I cannot believe he's gone there. Unbelievable. Important state. Well, Trump's going to win it. Trump's going to win it. There's the prediction. Trump's going to win it. He's going to go and say, listen, lads, I'll bring you fucking jobs back as best I can. I've been trying, I'll keep doing it. Joe Biden is owned by China. This is public record. Everybody knows it. They gave his son $1 billion fucking dollars. His incompetent, clueless, crackhead son, who like shagged his dead brother's wife and then cheated on her with a cheerleader. Like seriously, it's like something out of a bad romantic novel. And ones you get for like 50 pence at the charity shop that nobody wants to read, other than 50-year-old cat ladies who frig themselves off over it. And it's terrible, and it's a real life story. And he had a crack pipe next to him in his car, like Hunter Biden. Just Google the guy. And they gave him $1 billion. They were like, yes, you're a trustworthy gentleman. Have $1 billion in Chinese fucking money, and this is Joe Biden's son. And you think I'm expecting him to be on our team in trade negotiations with China? Really? Even if everything they've said about Trump's true, and he's 100% in bed with Russia, I still think we'd be better off with him, wouldn't we? Because if you pick between those two now, let's just say Trump is owned by Russia and Biden is owned by China. Even if I don't think that's true, but let's just say it is. Even if that's true, Trump 100% in Russia's pocket, Biden 100% in China's pocket. You're better off with the Russians, aren't you? Like, the Russians have got a less powerful navy, a less powerful army, a less powerful air force, less money by far, less influence. They're not scary as fuck indoctrination like the Chinese can. They haven't got this insane level of, like, that social credit system where you are brutally authoritarian with your people. The Russians are pussycats compared to the fucking Chinese. So even if everything the Democrats said about Trump's true, I think I still prefer him. Because the alternative's China. And they're like butchering fucking Uyghurs, like literally killing them and selling their organs, raping the fucking wives, sending the fucking communists around to shag the wives while the blokes are in jail. Like, it's mad as fuck. The Chinese make the Russians look like the good guys. So if I have to pick between two guys who we think are both a little bit, shall we say, less than impartial with regards to their dealings with foreign powers, I'll still pick fucking Russia. Even if the Russians own Trump, that's still better than the Chinese owning Biden. Definitely. The Chinese are fucking scary. And there is $1.5 billion of the cunts. If the British Army tried to fight the fucking Chinese, even if every round we fired hit 10 Chinese blokes, I'd still be down to my fucking Leatherman after the first battle. Like, they're fucking scary. The Russians have got nothing, got no money, no power. Fucking out. Who cares about the Russians? And yet all the talk about is the Russians. Terrifying us are the Russians. Fucking ignore the Chinese who are just butchering people like animals. And they've got 100 million infantry. And I'm supposed to be worrying about Russia? Fuck off. So that's that. Yeah, bollocks. Trump's going to win, and he's definitely going to win Wisconsin. You fucking heard that here first. Let's do some UK news. UK split over Portugal quarantine rules. Not very interesting. Does seem fucking weird though. There must be some bungs changing hands there as well, how we decide who goes where. Scotland had Portugal at the list. Scotland. You know, everyone's fucking... Let's have a look at the chat. What's the difference between Jacob Blake and a black taxi? A black taxi only takes... That's a good one. There's loads of socialists in China, yeah. Biden is an alpha, yep, he is. CCP is a stain on the history of mankind, yes, it definitely does. Kung Fu. Trump will win... I'll tell you what, Chris, if he wins California, I will be astounded. Because this fucking place... When I was in Bakersfield, by the way, loads of them fucking supported Trump. Like in the bars and shit, talking normal people. Most of them seem to support Trump. But the way they've stitched it up in these city states like California and New York, they've let in so many immigrants. Like when I went and did my citizenship, seriously, I couldn't believe how many people were there. Like, if you don't know, I became an American citizen last year. Went to like a big party in downtown LA to do the swearing in where, you know, you hold your flag and they play that corny as fuck song. You know, it's like... America, but not the that was Team America, I think. But that one where there's like a cowboy singing out like, I won't forget the man who died for me, like a proper like country song about how good America is. You listen to that, and then you watch a video. Trump tells you, "This is your country now. Fuck your old country. It's shit. This is the best one. So fucking winner." Or I'm paraphrasing, but it's something like that. And then you all wave your flag, and then you do you put your hand on your heart, and you do like you repeat what the judge tells you, and then you're an American. And no fucking shit. My mate Shane did it in Alabama, and there was about fucking 4 people there. It was like him, his mum, and 2 fucking random, Iraqis or something. Here in LA, I'm not exaggerating, I think there was about 800 people there. It was in like a fucking aircraft hangar or something. Like, it was massive. Fucking massive. And I'm thinking, if they're doing that every other week, imagine how many people are coming here like every year to the big cities like New York and LA, and basically getting brainwashed and told, oh, well, the guy who let you in, it's all thanks to the lefties. It's not this horrible cunt Trump. It's the lefties who let you be an American. Oh, by the way, make sure you vote. They're all going to vote for the lefties, aren't they? Because they get misled. They don't realise that the lefties are actually gone too far the other way, and that we're not going to have a functioning fucking country if we just keep this up. But they really are importing a voter base. I don't think it's incorrect to speculate about that. You're importing a voter base. Look what they did in England with Labour, like in places like Bradford. If you look on an electoral map for Bradford, in fact we can do it, can we? Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure every single region is all Labour, and they always will be, because it's one of the most Muslim areas in the country. So yeah, there's Bradford. Bradford West, Bradford East, Bradford North. They're all the fucking same. Naz Shah won Bradford West, even though she's like disturbingly anti-Semitic, and she's got a fucking head like a bag of smashed crabs. Like, look at the clip of that fucking howler. I wouldn't fuck her with my granddad's cock. That's what a fucking gopping bit of kit she is. But yeah, the more anti-Semitic and conspiracy theorist and crazy she goes, the more votes she gets, because they've imported a voter base. So what are you going to do with that? We can't take it. You can't beat them in an argument. They move there from a foreign country and they go, you have to vote for Mrs. Shah. That's your fucking job. Embarrassingly, that's what the North East was like for a long time with Labour, wasn't it? Didn't matter where you were from, what you did for a living. You got your first pint put in your hand when you were fucking 18, and they said, there's your first pint, there's your voting slip, go vote fucking Labour. There's no debate to be had. So I don't think we're going to be able to take, Trump's going to be able to take any of the like colossal megatropolises with like literally 15 million people living in the greater LA area. Like, even though Trump will probably take every county surrounding it, that big fat thumb in the middle of the map is just going to be blue, and it's going to be LA. And it'll be the same in New York. Trump will win all them little counties surrounding it, but the sheer fucking population of these big hubs is almost insurmountable. So we'll fucking see. But I'll be astounded if Trump wins California. He is open. Volume isn't great. I'll put up a bit then, hang on. There you are. Kipper's nice. Yeah, I'm not going to go over the rest of the women in Bradford. I haven't got enough sick bags. Let's look at something else interesting. Ferguson and Kenosha, how 2 presidents responded. Right then, 2 cities, 2 shootings, 2 very different presidents. Oh, we know, BBC, we know. One of them was evil and one of them was nice. It says Ferguson, Missouri and Kenosha both have a place in the history books. Both cities have seen massive protests, at times violent against the police, both sparked by the shootings of young black men by white members of law enforcement. Fucking, they're obsessed with colour, aren't they? What about both sparked by the shootings of career criminals by poorly trained law enforcement. What about that? Take the colour right out of it, like I always do. No mention of white, no mention of black. Career criminal, poorly trained police officer. That's how I'd have phrased that, because I'm not a fucking communist. What happened in Ferguson? Well, let's talk about Ferguson. First of all, can we just have it said straight off the bat, if anyone's not aware of this? Hands up, don't shoot is a lie. 100% proven fact. Didn't happen. They still think it now. You go on things like The Guardian, the BBC, and they're like, oh, hands up, don't shoot became a mantra for a movement. It's like it didn't fucking happen. It was advertising. Everybody knows this who reads the papers. Didn't happen. He didn't say hands up, don't shoot. He robbed a little fucking midget, punched him in the face, robbed his shop, and then when the copper tried to stop him, he started dishing out the fucking beats to the copper. And the size of the cunt, this 18-year-old, I love going on about the teenager, he was about fucking 6'5". He had fists like frozen turkeys, and he was throwing fucking windmilling. He was windmilling, throwing Billy Big Licks at the copper's face. That's what happened. But nobody wants to talk about that, do they? Doesn't say that here, it just says the 18-year-old. Fuck off. The fucking bloke with an head like a cow was throwing haymakers at the copper. So he got shot. Not a nice thing. Not very professional. I don't think it's good to kill as many people as they do. But it's ridiculous to constantly make martyrs out of, like, horrible bastards. He was punching a dwarf and pinching his fangs. That's what happened. Sorry, cigarettes. I don't want YouTube thinking I'm making a slur there. Unbelievable. Anyway, in fact, I don't even want to read this. I know what they're going to fucking say. It's the BBC. I'll summarise. Obama did a great job. Fantastic job. Bringing us together. Uniting. Healing. Trump, orange man bad. Divisive. Rhetoric. Evil. Next fucking question. You don't even... I might cover it on Sunday. I'll read it in full then. I'll do one more and then I'm going to wrap. I just came on to say hello. There must be something interesting. France has committed to the UK to stop boat crossings. Are they fuck? They've been helping them for the last 3 months. They've been fucking helping them. Which, to be fair, I can't even blame the French. I blame us. Remember me telling you guys a story about when I was in Iraq and the fucking European Union? I swear down, this happened when I was out there. I was in Baghdad. I was running force protection in the BSU. It's like the British security area in the green zone in Baghdad. And our job, the Royal Marines there, was to once a day do a run down Route Irish, which at the time was called the most dangerous piece of road on earth. Because Route Irish was that famous route, like fucking 5 miles and back. Safe zone, green zone to the airport and back. And you used to get attacked every time you went out. So we were doing force protection, zipping along to the airport every fucking day. And, you know, it was an interesting job. And when I was there, right in the hub, in the middle of Baghdad, all the fucking top boys there. Tony Blair and George Bush came when I was in town. I went on the fucking rowing machine rather than going anywhere near them because I fucking hate politicians. Although I do remember Tony Blair came in and apparently 3 of the lads, I wasn't there, I just got the story afterwards, said that Tony Blair was walking along and his aide was with him and one of them went, Tony, do you mind taking a picture? And Tony Blair said, oh, that's what I'm here for, lads, of course I don't. And then he threw the camera at Tony Blair and then put his arm around like these 2 mates and was like, and like posed for the photo. And apparently Tony Blair went like, like looks confused. And then his aide took the camera off him and wound it and took the photo and threw it back to him. And they've got the picture of the 3 lads. And they're like, Tony Blair's aide took that photo. So that was my date from when Tony came to town. I went on the fucking rowing machine for an hour because I didn't want to see the jug-eared fucking horrible bastard. But when we were there, the EU said, right, we're going to take 50,000 Iraqis, like we're going to take them in, we're going to do our civic duty. Silly bastards that they are. And the Iraqi Prime Minister went, empty the jails. Empty the fucking jails. And they took all the fucking trucks to all the big prisons like Abu Ghraib and all these fucking big ones and emptied the cunts and put them on the planes and went, off you go to Europe, chaps, because you're not going to send surgeons and doctors and teachers, are you? You're not going to nurses. Oh, they're going to take 50,000 people, send the best. You would have to be an idiot. Don't get angry with the Iraqis. Get angry with our leaders. Get angry with little fat poison dwarf like fucking Angela Merkel. Don't get angry with the Iraqis. They're just, if I was the Iraqi Prime Minister, that's what I'd do. I'd have 50,000 paedophiles, murderers and rapists on the plane because you don't want them in your country, and you don't want to send any teachers or nurses or doctors or bricklayers or plumbers because you need them to rebuild your own country. So, fair play to him. Hats off to him. I will not attack the Iraqi Prime Minister for that. That is taking advantage of the abject stupidity of our own leadership. Not vetting anyone that you let in is madness. And again, I don't think that's a right-wing position. That's a centrist position. Barack Obama had rules and regulations to let me in the country. When I move over here, I have to get a medical. I have to get a fucking background check. I have to get an interview. They want to check that I'm not a fucking drug dealer. My mate Shane nearly got his visa denied because he got arrested and got a caution when he was 17 because he had a fight. And he said he was that close to being denied. They were like, we don't know about you. Like, let him in eventually. But it was touch and go because they said, oh, you got a bit of a thuggy past there, mate. Fair enough. Fair enough. You want basic checks for people. It's not bigoted, it's not prejudiced. If some Nigerian bloke wants to come to England and he's got a PhD and no criminal record and he does it legally, fucking you crack on, mate. No problem. If a Polish bloke who's been in jail 8 times and he's a white guy and he's been in prison fucking 8 times and he stabbed a prostitute, don't let him in. Yeah? It's not about anything as trivial as fucking race or nationality or ethnicity. It's about common fucking sense. So leave the Iraqis alone. Blame our silly bastard leaders for letting that shit happen. So I'm not even whinging at them. And the same goes for France there. France aren't committed to stopping the Channel crossings because they want unvetted, unchecked, possibly criminal, uncheckable, fighting age men the fuck out of France and over in fucking Leeds. Can you blame them? Don't blame France. Blame the silly bastards in charge in England. Blame Pretty and all the rest of the cunts for not using the navy and using the military and putting the border in and enforcing the law. I honestly, hats off to you, Macron, you slimy, lecherous, granny fucking frog. Well done to you. I'm pissed off with our leadership. No sense. You make your bed, you lie in it. There's no sense whinging about the frogs. Let's blame our fucking own, shall we? Anyway, I didn't even read anything now, and I'm fucking tangent. Right, I'm done. I'm not sticking around. Thanks for watching, and boys, I'll do a proper video on Sunday and actually edit the cunt. Good to be back. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, you can. Well, I suppose you can, but I won't hold anyone's feet to the fire for blaming France. I'm just saying, I don't. Thanks for watching, lads. I'll get a video for Sunday. It's getting pretty late, and I've been fucking about for 10 days. So yeah, I'll sort my life out, and I'll get something squared away for Sunday. Oh yeah, no, before I go, I will play this. I wanted to